Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I am here with Matt Kudlate. Matt is running for Pittsfield City Council Ward 2. Matt, thank you for taking the time to do this today.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
Absolutely. I guess I'm going to start the same way I start with all of them. For those who don't know you, if you just want to introduce yourself and why you decided to run for City Council this year.
Sure. So I'm 36 years old. I was born and raised here in Pittsfield. Went to all Pittsfield schools. After high school, I joined the military. I'm an Army infantry veteran. After I got out of the Army, I was hired by the Pittsfield Fire Department. So I was a firefighter from 2007 till 2015 when an injury caused me to have to retire early. And after that, I started my own company with my partner, Jessica, called Berkshire Gravesites, a memorial company. And we help people memorialize their loved ones after they've had a loss. And that's where we're at today. The decision to run for city council, something I've been considering for several years now, and decided that this time was the time to get involved with all the really important decisions that we've got coming up here. I just felt as though now's the time to get involved.
Okay. And have you had a chance to get out and door knock or start talking to some people in person in your ward?
So I started off when I first got in the race. I did some door knocking, but just like many of the other candidates, there's a lot of people out there that are still uneasy about people coming door to door, and it's completely understandable. When we're going door to door, seeing a lot of people, we don't know who's at high risk when we show up. So I've kind of pulled back on that a little bit and tried to engage people more in social media. I've sent out some postcards. I have another letter that's going to be going out soon to allow people to get to know me as much as possible without actually seeing me in person. I've gone through the neighborhoods quite a bit. Anytime that there's somebody outside doing yard work, that's right now is a good time a year for that. I can engage them that way from a safe distance where they may not feel uncomfortable. And then that's where I'm at for engaging people.
Okay. And is there any any certain big issues or main issues that you're hearing from the people in Ward 2 that are getting to them the most or are more important to them than others?
There's a lot of people that are frustrated with the whole North Street thing, the bike lanes down North Street and just the way that it's been set up. But mostly for Ward 2, it's been a lot of the smaller things that a ward councilor will be dealing with. The sidewalks. There's some streets that really need to be repaired. Trees that need to come down. Signs that need to go up where they once were and aren't anymore. So there's that concern. Hopefully, we can use some of the ARPA money to shore up some of that infrastructure issues that are going on in Ward 2. Of course, Hill 78 can be something that people are a little concerned with, the PCB disposal site behind Allendale School. So there's that people bring up. And for major issues that, of course, there's crime. Crime always comes up through the city. That's a concern, rising crime. But yeah, those are the things that people are bringing to my attention.
Okay. Now, I know the Allendale School one has been mentioned quite a bit over the past few years. We've heard a lot about that, and it's back in the forefront again. And I know you're a parent. You have children that attend Allendale School, don't you? Or
I have two children that are attending Allendale right now, and a third that will be attending at the beginning of the next school year. So yeah, that's a concern of mine as well. That is going to be continually monitored and making sure that there's no leaking contamination that's going to endanger the safety of the children at the school or the surrounding neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah, and it's interesting. I just thought of this now when you said that. As far as I know, I don't know if we have any city councilors right now with children in the public school system. So I don't think we do.
Not that I can think of.
Okay. So that's an interesting perspective and directly tied to that school that, has been in the forefront a lot with that issue.
Yes.
So other than that, are there any big issues for you personally that you feel things that, with your experience or your knowledge that are important to you that you be able to address first or anything like that?
Being a former firefighter, public safety is always going to be my number one thing that I'm going to want to be involved in. And I would like to see something move forward with a new police station during the time. I know that we won't have enough time in my first term to get that completed, but I'd like that discussion to start moving forward and start finding some avenues to fund that. The other big issue that I would like to see solved, well, we really have to solve, is the trash issue. The rising cost of the trash just cannot be put off anymore. We can't kick that can down the road any further. So we have to come up with a solution to that. I haven't come up with one way or another that I would like us to do as far as that goes, but we need to come up with a plan that works for everybody. I don't think that there's an easy one size fits all solution to that. That's not going to negatively affect one family over another, or cause trash to get tossed down the street or in the back of our parks. So that's one big issue that I'd like to see resolved during my first term.
Absolutely. And I know it's a citywide issue, but I know certain wards it seems to affect more than others. And I have noticed parts of your ward where there's sometimes on trash day, I see, piles of trash. It literally looks like somebody pulled up in a truck. And so I certain neighborhoods you do see where that's an issue. I don't know what's causing that, but I would agree that that's something that needs to be addressed sooner than later, for sure.
Absolutely.
And recycling, I think that's another big one too that we need to push forward. Do you have any views on that as far as recycling?
Of how to have people recycle more, or of course,
well, like
I would like to see some.
Not sorry, but like Worcester, they just implemented a new program where they purchase recycling bins and they've given them out to the taxpayers, to the homeowners or residents. And they made sure that this time that when they did that, they had a bunch of meetings on it, and they wanted the ones with the tight locking lids on them to help reduce litter as well. And it might sound like a simple fix, but that took a long time for them to get that to the table and get it through. And that's why I feel like with trash also, but in recycling, the receptacles themselves, I think, have to be the right ones for our type of climate, weather here, and all that, to reduce litter also.
Sure, and that's kind of what I was saying about there's no easy solution, one size fits all for all of us. For somebody like me, I would prefer some sort of a toter system. I've got a family of 5. We produce a lot more trash than a lot of other places. So a big old toter would be great for us. But down the street, the elderly guy that may only have one tiny bag of garbage every week and can't necessarily push a big toter down, that's not going to work well for him. So I think we got to come up with a solution that is going to work for everybody. And it's not going to be an easy decision to make, but it's something that we absolutely have to do.
Okay. And I guess that being said, what would you say then to the people in Ward 2 on why they should vote for you, and how can they contact you, or the best way to reach out to you?
Sure. As far as why you should vote for me, I'm born and raised here in Pittsfield, so I've known Pittsfield my entire life. I've lived here in Ward 2 for 15 plus years. I've lived in both 2A and 2B, so I'm very familiar with the ward. My background in just public service in general, and I'm going to be very accessible. I don't work a regular 9-to-5 job. I'm looking at this as a full-time job. I don't look at this as a every 2 weeks I go to a meeting. I'm looking at this as it's going to be a full-time job. So I will be very accessible. The way people can get a hold of me, they can call me by phone. My number is 413-347-6766. They can call or text anytime. You can get a hold of me on my Facebook page, Matt Kudlate for Ward 2, or you can email me, kudlateward2@gmail. You can also look up my personal Facebook page if people want to get to know me personally as a candidate and who I am. You can reach out to me that way as well.
Okay. Well, Matt, I definitely, again, appreciate you taking the time to do this today. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd love to get you back on one more time before Election Day, if possible.
Sure, anytime.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Matt, and have a great day, and I will talk to you very soon.
You too. Thanks.